Imagine an app designed not for distraction, but for awakening. This app delivers wisdom and knowledge in their most essential form, knowledge that empowers. Because knowledge is power, and when understanding becomes clear, every aspect of life begins to align: thought, action, creation, and contribution. Everything shared in this app already exists. Nothing is invented. It is gathered, distilled, and arranged with clarity. Across history, humanity has already uncovered the deepest truth about the mind, society, nature, work, value, and purpose. What was missing was coherence. At the core, human goals aligned with first principles are simple and limited: survival, growth, understanding, cooperation, and meaningful contribution. Together, these form a single vast machine, the machine of human life and civilization. Every economy, institution, relationship, and system is just a component of this machine, constantly being optimized. This machine is not mystical or unknowable. Its structure, incentives, feedback loops, and failure modes can be fully understood, and once understood, it can be fully taught. This app gives that understanding. It explains how the machine works, from the individual mind to global systems, showing how actions propagate, how value is created, how energy flows, and how alignment produces power without conflict. With this knowledge, anyone can interact with the machine in the best possible way. Decisions become precise, effort becomes efficient, confusion dissolves into clarity. People stop fighting the system blindly and start working with reality as it is. This is not information overload. It is distilled wisdom, knowledge arranged so clearly that it changes how you see the world. The app does not tell you what to believe. It shows you how things actually work. And in doing so, it quietly empowers humans, not by control, but by understanding.
Imagine an education system that feels like freedom, not pressure. There are no rigid timetables forcing everyone to move at the same speed. Each student wakes up with clarity about what they want to learn that day: science, art, philosophy, engineering, healing, building, understanding the world. They study what truly matters to them and what they feel called to contribute to humanity. Learning is not confined to classrooms. It happens through reading, experiments, discussions, building things, observing nature, writing, teaching others, and deep reflection. Curiosity is the engine. Purpose is the compass. Every student continuously documents their learning: ideas they explored, problems they tried to solve, insights they gained, skills they practiced, questions that emerged. This documentation is not for judgment, but for awareness. An intelligent AI quietly supports this process. It observes patterns across time: depth of understanding, originality of thought, consistency of effort, growth of skills, and alignment between the student's interests and their real-world impact. It understands context, not just outcomes. Instead of exams, the AI generates a living report card. It describes who the student is becoming, how their thinking has evolved, what domains they are mastering, where their curiosity is deepening, and what kind of contributions they are naturally moving toward. It highlights strengths, emerging talents, and meaningful next directions. There is no comparison, no ranking, no fear of failure. Each student is measured only against their own potential and their own journey. Learning feels expansive, joyful, and alive. In this system, education is not about producing workers. It is about helping each human discover their highest clarity, their deepest abilities, and their most meaningful way of serving the world. Imagine a planetary intelligence whose only role is right allocation. It sees the Earth not as nations, markets, or competing interests, but as a single living system: people, organizations, ecosystems, knowledge, energy, materials, time, everything in clear relation to everything else. This system understands needs before desires, capability before allocation, and impact before action. It knows what each individual genuinely requires to live with dignity, learn deeply, and contribute meaningfully. It knows what each organization needs to create real value, not waste or noise. It knows the limits of the planet, the regeneration rates of resources, and the long-term consequences of every distribution. Allocation is not equal and it is not arbitrary. It is precise. Resources flow where they produce the highest collective good, the deepest human flourishing, and the least suffering, now and in the future. There is no hoarding because excess is visible. There is no deprivation because need is unmistakable. There is no corruption because every decision is transparent and grounded in first principles. A child receives education and nourishment exactly suited to their growth. A researcher receives tools proportional to the truth they can uncover. An entrepreneur receives capital aligned with real-world benefit. An ecosystem receives protection proportional to its role in planetary balance. This allocator does not command, it understands. It does not punish, it realigns. It does not guess, it knows. In such a world, effort naturally turns toward creation, learning, and service because survival is no longer a competition. Human intelligence rises because fear recedes. The planet heals because extraction is guided by wisdom, not greed. This is not control. This is coordination at planetary scale. A planetary resource allocator, where righteousness is clarity, fairness is understanding, and abundance emerges from alignment with truth.